when I used to sit down with other leaders and activists and things of that nature, and they're so used to operating off these old models, right? And these old models tell you to do things in outdated ways. But you get the reason a lot of people do it that way is because they get credit for doing it that way, right? So you're in the streets, you're marching, right? And you have this activist blueprint to doing things, which is not often actually effective, because when you measure the aggregate efficiency, right, of our activists, specifically in our revolutionaries, it has not, the amount of energy that we put into does not match the outcome and the effectiveness of the results that we get out of it. So our aggregate efficiency has been very low and stagnant for years. And the saddest thing to see recently was this election. This was sad because I seen us put so much energy into something that was never going to work and is not supposed to work. I seen George Floyd feed so many Black Boule organizations and entities of Black death while ignoring Black men while they living. You know, I have a note from 2018. I'll show you my computer, right? This is a note from 2018, so you can see, is this my actual computer, the actual note, not altered, any of that, right? I have thousands of notes that I keep, and a lot of times I try not to alter the date at all. And here's a simple fact that it states. It says that we are already a people who spend 1.3 trillion every year on our failures. The proof is that they are failures is the fact that we have no assets, which means we must be spending money on liabilities, right? I'm further on to go and say that I have done some research understanding cryptocurrencies and taking that research, giving it to the people so they can interact with the opportunities of the present instead of react to the opportunities not taken, or react to the success of the opportunities not taken. It says, imagine 9 years ago, if Black people found out about Bitcoin and we were at the level of awareness to understand that if we interact with this Bitcoin the right way, then we can get our own reparations that we've been waiting for so long. And at the time I'm saying this, I think it was at around like 4,000 or something, right? And I also go on to talk about understanding decentralization, artificial intelligence, right? Blockchain, the new Internet of Things, and the new economy to come. And I've actually been really disappointed with our community. Not as a whole, there's a lot of us that's really been taking advantage of this. But a lot of these organizations, the reason I'm frustrated with them is because we've literally been given the blueprint and the guide and the way. Literally. And instead of being received and thanked for presenting the solutions to the future, it was the exact opposite. The OGs that were the financial literacy guys, I guess that did it years ago that we never had heard of, these were the ones that were talking the most shit. People that was historically into the markets that we never heard about them until we made financial literacy popular in our own community. Like, I've never had a problem, teaching us something, because it didn't matter if I'm not a financial advisor. It didn't matter if I was the most successful in the category, but I realized, man, the biggest risk is not knowing about it at all. The biggest risk is not taking no risk. I'm like, I come from an environment of St. Louis or Oakland to where nobody taught us none of these things. The OGs in the 90s ain't give us no game, not in this particular sector. So I'm like, when I first heard about stock options, my mind was blown. I said, you can make money when the market goes down. Man, I started talking about that, man. I was ridiculed by people who were teaching stocks and was like, man, this nigga teaching options. Don't get into that. That's gambling. I'm like, damn, I'm just trying to make us aware about something. I thought I would be received with praise and appreciation, but trying to put us up on game. Cryptocurrency, same thing. When I started teaching crypto, oh my God. I had channels making videos about me. I had people hating, throwing subs. So much hate because they felt like I was taking away attention from their traditional ways of teaching. And now, of course, everybody is on the bandwagon. But I've always done it when it wasn't popular. Everything that I teach, I do it when it's not popular. So the hate that has always been received from young black men and young black women and brown people that's been teaching, you know, as really, you're right, it has definitely been demonic in a way to where it has been our greatest downfall. But I'm disappointed because, man, it's impossible to say you don't know. You know, I don't get invited to the Afro Techs. And it's only because I'm a masculine black man that speak truth. So people be telling me, no, Keys, unity is the way. Don't be divisive. I say, you don't tell them niggas that, though. I've been doing my job. And I really ain't been going at their throats like I could. The problem has been that I've been discriminated so much from my own people for just being who I am. Because they believe that we too radical to stand next to, but they deemed us radical. And so now I'm looking at it like, man, we got to really drain the swamp and defund a lot of these organizations and get them on out the way, because we could have literally, I don't know why I don't get invited to Afro Tech, but a lot of times when these organizations are ran by certain type of boule black people, man, and they believe that my type of black man shouldn't exist. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless I'm bowing down and I'm safe, whatever they want to call safe, right? But I exist as a one-on-one. I get it. You ain't gonna find, it ain't, listen, there's a lot of people in this world, but it ain't none like me. Statistically, it ain't another person that is the same as me on this planet Earth. You can go check. But what it really is that there's a hate of heterosexual black strong men, and they categorize us into this area of the patriarch and say we too masculine and we exist in these things. They start labeling us. And so now, we can't bring 19 Keys. He's not a safe Christian, bow down, token Democrat. That's what it is. They've been hating on this for a very long time. We all know it's true. And this is why some of you all be hating on EYL, and I can't hate on them ever, because they didn't mind standing next to me while I'm speaking truth, while I'm wearing my sun, moon, and stars on my head, representing who I am, knowledge of self, God, body, presence, not bowing down to an establishment or an institution, and just freely teaching our people from the passion of my heart. You know, so when I see other black men like that and other black women, man, and other people of any color, I respect and support them because I know how hard it is. Because the far left has hated on black America, black men specifically, masculine black men that stand up, man, harder than anybody. So y'all want to know why it's been such a egregious fight against that, and why we have such a negative, ill feeling towards them? Because we've seen every strong leader that was a black man not just fall because they failed because the system was against them. Now today is 11/11, right? Beautiful day, powerful day. But it's funny how, you know, a day like this is a powerful day. Why do numbers matter? Numbers are the language of the universe, right? They give us sequences and patterns, and numbers are frequencies, and it's literally a language. Before we had alphabets, we had numbers, right? And when one can observe the patterns of the numbers that we see frequently, it forces us to stop, and it forces us to ask a question. So we see 444s, we see 111s, and we be like, yo, what does that mean? And I don't think a lot of people realize that they don't do that a lot. The beauty of it is that a high-level observer controls what they see. A low-level observer is controlled by what they see. So frequency days, right? Portal days, what I call them. It's a day of observation. Not only is this 11/11, we seeing Bitcoin going to all-time highs, 85, might hit 90, 100. or it may sway whoever. But these are the days to where you want to reevaluate at all time, right? It's mass days of consciousness, and it creates shifts. And those shifts happen because collective consciousness is paying attention. And when there's a lot of energy that flows in any direction, right, it charges up. And in that charging up, it materializes, right? So this is why days like this are very important. And I was talking with the team, man, and I was just going over so much. And I took one of my oldest videos I had about paradigm shifts, and I asked AI, I said, AI, can you tell me the level of accuracy